All right. We're live, except, oh my god, what did I do? We're live, except, oh my god, what did I broke my thing. I'll fix it. Don't mind me. We can, get started. There we go. Okay. That's better. And now you guys can see me, but you should definitely mute the stream if you haven't while you're in it. Yeah. My webcam won't work in Discord, people, so we're doing this kind of a weird way where I'm on my webcam, but they're in Discord chat. So today I've got some of my Scarif clanmates. It's got Nikki and Steve. Or Nike or Oren. I don't know how you want to do it. But everybody here knows who I am, so with my real name. So I go with that.
Steve is fine.
Awesome. Oh, somebody finally show up. Who do we got?
Steve
Oh, there he is. See, I knew
I like
he
how
was
you're
gonna...
the. I was dealing with dinner. Okay.
That's okay. And now we have Nick also. See, now I had to move my thing. There it goes. It works. Awesome. So it's Mando Monday for real instead of Mando Wednesday or whatever we randomly did last time.
Yeah, it was Tuesday.
It was Tuesday? I don't even remember what day of the week it was.
Close enough.
But this
What is time?
their time has no meaning right now.
Only by episodes of The Mandalorian.
It's COVID day 200 whatever.
March 500 and whatever we're at. Yeah.
The year of COVID.
Yeah. Well, we had a surprising... Oh, Baby Udos is using the Force. We had a really great episode. I mean, I didn't doubt that it would be good, but I was like, this is probably going to just be a weird filler episode.
I think it was a weird filler episode.
Really?
I was not a fan.
Yeah,
I
I wasn't either. I really didn't like it.
I'm all alone.
I'm sorry to hurt your heart.
No, it's okay. It's okay. To me, like, all right, we knew the ship was busted. My husband was like, that thing needs to go on a scrap pile. And I was like, no, don't you dare talk about that ship that way. It's the best ship of all time. It's going to get fixed and it's going to be fine. He's like, there's no way they can fix that. They fixed it, so that was good. But we knew he was going to have to go get it fixed, but I didn't think any plot would advance when that happened. But at least something kind of advanced.
Yeah, no,
Unfortunately, it was.
the twist was great.
Yeah.
I actually called it last episode. I'm like, this is going to be a sidekicks episode. Like, Mando's going to be in it, but it's going to be, like...
Yeah.
Kind of drumming up the supporting cast.
Yeah. That's true.
Which, they're great. It was nice, but I just...
Personally, it was well done. Like, Carl Weathers did a fantastic job with that.
It was well directed.
Yeah.
Yes.
The action was great. I like the action.
You know, just keep the crew out of the shots in the future.
Accidents happen.
It happens.
Better than a Starbucks cup.
It happens more than you think.
I mean, it's gonna be the new like Wilbur Hood costume though. Like that's gonna be,
it's gonna be the
Matt
new...
the radar
we
technician.
build a wall for MegaCon and just let people hide. That's what we should do at the booth. Just build a wall. And hide
Well,
behind
what I'm saying is, I was talking to a friend of ours. I was saying that it's going to be the new, obviously it's not going to be as big, but it's going to be the next pink short shorts, no shirt.
Yeah,
mic.
see, like that's exactly right.
I don't think you can get better than Boom Mike.
No, you can't because it's not as distinctive.
I
You
think
just look like a casual at a con.
the first time I saw that costume, I was almost mad because I knew right away what it was. Like, there was no, what is that? It's like, that's the guy. That's the guy from Star Wars.
Boom mic guy.
Yeah, no, that's a good one though. I mean, I love that. I know all the obscure Star Wars costumes when they show up at a con. It's always like the anime or the Doctor Who where I'm like, what is that? Like, I don't know. Dragon Con, me and my buddy were sitting at the bar like playing a drinking game. Doctor Who anime. We'd have to
Joe
ask
almost
them.
always looks at me and
You
goes,
can't get much
"That's
more
weak shit."
obscure.
What
You
did
can't get much more obscure than an obscure reference from Doctor Who.
No, I mean it's crazy. What did Joe say?
He almost always winds up looking at me and going, "Is that some weeb shit?"
At least you
Sounds
don't have
right.
stickers on your car
Oh wait,
that I know of.
Greg wants to join us. Greg, you have to
Oh,
join.
Pregnant.
Yeah, jump in the chat. Greg, jump in the Discord.
Speaking of Joe, actually, right after we watched the episode,
Oh yeah,
think
you
it was-
joined Team No Sleep this week.
yeah, because he was able to, yeah, no. But no, as soon as we saw the episode and like we both marked it, he and I were immediately in the side chat, just like, oh, please no first order, please don't be doing this to us.
No,
It's gonna be first. I
It's
have
gonna
no problem
happen.
with that.
But here's the thing, like, and I get it, but at the same time, I'm like, please don't let this turn into a specifically like bridging thing.
I don't
Because
think it is.
It doesn't have to be a bridge to be a callback. And like, if you look, the First Order is a major development in the Star Wars galaxy. It makes sense that the show that is dealing with Imperials would deal with the beginning of the First Order.
Oh, absolutely. I don't disagree with that at all. My
Okay.
thing was just because of, we talked about this last week, just the whole thing with how the trilogy was done just kind of soured any desire I have to see expanded material on it. And primarily the First Order, because it was such a one, you could argue the same about the Empire or anything, but it was such a one-dimensional, like, these are just straight the bad guys, which after we've seen, which is like, when you look at just the movies, like, oh, the Empire was the same way. But after this much time of having developed and having seen, like, especially with the prequels,
Right.
kind of seeing the Empire come in as necessary, here you have people who have overthrown this government, and now, this new order is coming in, but it's like never really a question of why anyone would follow a more tyrannical government than the one that they just overthrew.
Well, not to get like, Stacey, can I get like real world politics into this? Or
Oh
are we
yeah,
staying-
yeah, no.
We
go
did
ahead.
last week.
If you look at it this way, what we're seeing right now as society as a whole is becoming more liberal. In response to society becoming more liberal, you see a very, very hard push against that with the alt-right. And I do think the First Order is an attempt at mirroring that, where you have these people who are so, like, heart convicted to the Empire that they become even more tyrannical, and they still implode on themselves.
Well, it's not even a point of survival for these Imperials either, because you saw like some of the more holdout factions that were more just like, well, we're screwed, so basically we got to stick to our guns and die by our sword.
I found Greg. Now I gotta make myself smaller again.
But you also have people that genuinely believe in it and are gonna, they're gonna basically link to it as more of a spiteful action.
Uh-oh. Greg,
If we're going to
you
talk
gotta
about
mute
the
the old
sequels,
one.
I'm going to need more time to prepare. I'm going to need to make some talking points, maybe some diagrams. However, if we go back
Like,
to
always and always funny.
what's the blue guy's name again? It doesn't sound like a real Mithril. That's not a real
Mithril,
name.
yeah.
I hate that guy.
I thought that was his species name. I guess maybe they
Yeah.
just call him by his species.
See, I hate him, and I still think they are rude as hell to him, and it pisses me off. Like,
Well, yeah.
I mean, if you cheat him, here's the thing: he's
I mean,
doing
if
no
you
one
steal
any
money-
favor.
If you steal money from them, then yeah, I mean,
You
obviously,
steal money and then you're
then you
begrudging
don't
on your
drag him around with you on your space adventure. You just, like, leave him in a closet to do accounting. Why are you bringing him with you if you're just going to be
Because
mean
he's
to him the
essential.
whole time?
It's because he's A, essential, and B, expendable.
yeah.
That,
Same
well,
reason we keep Nick
He's
around.
expendable. They don't care. They don't care.
that's
He's
true.
in service for
What'd you
what,
say about me, Steve?
184 years. Fuck that guy.
Well, I want to go back real fast though, because I know what we're worried about, but you have to think about who Gideon is, right? Moff Gideon was ISB, right? He was intelligence, Imperial intelligence. So we know that before Palpatine died, he already had the cloning stuff in the works because he jumped right to a clone body. ISB would know about all that, right? So here's where I think it differs. I think Gideon knew about all that shit, but he's not doing this for Palpatine's benefit. He's doing this because he wants to be the Emperor and he wants to be Force sensitive. I think that's what it is.
But did Gideon know that
Okay.
Palpatine was force sensitive?
I'm pretty sure he must have. I mean,
Especially if he's getting into the
I
talk
feel
of
like-
the
I
M
feel
count
like,
and
I mean-
actually.
In Battlefront 2's campaign, Miko, when he was on that little side quest and discovers Luke, and then you know
Yes.
when Luke opens up the door, and he's like, oh, you know, why would he have a door without any ways to open it? You know, and
That's
then Luke.
Good point.
Yeah.
They think that he's
I don't think the Empire
They
knew
think
he
he's
was
just-
force
the
sensitive.
chancellor. Like,
He's just a
Doesn't
civilian,
know-
yeah. He's
I
not-
think I guess we're gonna find out, but I think it
Maybe
depends
there's
on what
not-
circles they ran in, right? Because they were the Inquisitors. I mean, they would know that these people existed,
They would
especially
know,
in
but they have-
intelligence. I don't know.
they have
Well,
Vader,
the
though.
Inquisitors did know. The
Yeah.
Inquisitors did, in fact, know because that's how a lot of them got swayed to the side of becoming Inquisitors, was because they saw this extreme higher power. I think, honestly, Gideon is one of those people that genuinely believes in the cause. I don't think he's as. I think there is obviously some self service to it, but I don't think he's as self serving as some may predict him to be.
It's
Oh,
maybe,
He's a true believer.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
but
he's
I
Empire through and through.
I just wonder if it becomes like he's become a true believer in what the Empire stood for, and now he thinks that he can lead it in the Emperor's absence. But I guess we're gonna find that out. I'm not so
Well,
sure.
at least his faction.
Because
And that's the thing that that's the
Yeah.
thing I want to see more of is, you know, it's not just the First Order, you know, and if it was just the First Order, that just goes in that whole one-dimensional thing. But obviously, there's going to be a whole bunch of holdouts and factions and
Oh, yeah.
warlords, as they said in one of the first episodes, where you just have these bands of survivors. Some of them are probably going to have more sway and control than others, and that really can help tie into the legend
yeah.
from how they had a lot of that as well.
The other thing is that he could be trying to make these dark troopers be force sensitive also, as like the super soldier.
Or it's just his death
That was
troopers.
my thinking.
He said there's going to be some pretty epic lightsaber fights
Yeah.
coming in the end of the season. So I'm thinking, because I mean, how many Jedi are there now? There's
Well,
Luke, Ahsoka.
Possibly Ezra.
Joe wanted me to bring this up since he couldn't be here probably, but he said that he thinks it won't just be Ahsoka that we see
What are we gonna get,
tomorrow
young-
or Friday, whatever day of the
I
week
really
it is.
hope that piece of gingerbread from Jedi Fallen Order shows up.
No.
He's a good actor.
And that
It's a bad game.
He's boring.
He
They're
thinks
cool, though,
he
because,
thinks
like,
it's gonna
I
be
don't know.
Kyle Katarn or Luke. I don't
Expert
know about Luke or
speculation on that.
Ezra. I mean,
Oh
I
my
would
God,
think
if it's
Ezra
Kyle
more than
Katarn,
anybody.
He'll be so mad.
I don't dislike Kyle Katarn. I like Kyle Katarn.
Kyle Katarn
I
at
just-
this point is more of just kind of doing a fan service thing rather than him
Yeah.
being back in the universe because of, I mean, his whole and I didn't play it. I got my cousin like basically swoons over him every time he mentions Legends. You know, that was the person who apparently found the Death Star plans
Right.
and all this other stuff. So to bring him back now and obviously erase so much of his
It's true, but you know what?
His
The Dark
story.
Troopers came from that too, and here they are.
yes, they did. Yes, they did. So there's
I don't know.
potential.
It'll be
What happened
something.
to your video, Stacy?
Hmm?
What happened to your video?
So I can't get my video in Discord to work, but my video on the stream is working because I pretty much rigged it up. I rigged it up like a Mon Calamari basically right now. There's strings and crazy
Greg,
starfish.
Random.
Kind of look like
So, I don't
potatoes.
know if you guys covered this yet, but the whole Dank Ferric thing.
What about Dank Ferret?
I saw that status that Nick posted, and he was like, stop trying to catch it on, and I'm just
Hey,
waiting
stop trying to make it a thing.
for some fucking weed train to come out saying Dank Ferric.
Damn.
Yeah, it's not gonna.
Oh,
not
I'm
gonna
gonna do it, guys.
It-
It'll bother Steve.
Dank ferrets.
Dank Ferrets. There was one in the episode. It was
That
really
a
cute.
dank ferret.
It was
It-
supposed to like shoot fire too.
Looking
I'll be right back.
In that case, it would be a dank ferret.
It looks just like a mongoose. Like, they didn't really even swarzy this thing up. It is like a straight up puppet
But
mongoose.
it's not a great episode. Like, that thing really
Yeah.
like wiggled out of Fraggle Rock.
Well, I mean, so did a lot of stuff from the original trilogy, though. So I don't mean.
That's just the nature of it. Not everything is going to be super alien.
It really just looks like a puppet mongoose, though. I mean, I was like, all right, that's cool. That's going to be a clan sigil at some point. Someone's going to be like, that's my animal right there.
That's my signet.
I
killed one of those.
It's the only real trash animal we've seen.
Guys,
in
I
Star
think
Wars.
we're going to just change our clan name. We're going to be...
The Dank Ferrets?
Dank
Clan.
Ferrets.
Yes!
Oh, can we do that on April 1st?
Oh, yeah.
No,
we
I'm
can
the
totally
Bear
do
Lord.
that.
Yes, Nikki, we can do that on
Nikki,
April 1st.
absolutely.
Can change our name.
No, because you know what that makes it? That's going to make it work for me to make a new
No!
logo.
You got to do it, like,
Oh
right
my
now.
God, every line in the Scarif logo could be a ferret of a different color.
Yes.
You'll
Wait,
do
We
it.
know,
No,
one of our mutual friends is not doing much April Fool's stuff anymore, so we have to pick up the baton on that.
Yeah, we need to pick up the slack. He doesn't do anything anymore.
Well, when I mentioned it to him, the last time I mentioned it, I was like, hey, you didn't do any April Fool stuff this year. He's like, people just assume and just expect me to do stuff. I never sign on to it. I'm like,
That's fair.
No, it's not. We assume because you are a member of the council, you're going to do the webmaster stuff you're supposed to do.
and also, like, you kind when you set the bar that high,
That was the thing. The year that the site was upside down was the year I was actively making my Mando. And I was really upset because I was trying to.
I literally signed on to the forums 2 days after April 1st.
I mean, this year, April 1st didn't really even happen. It was still just a continuation of March, so...
Yeah, I
Today's
April,
March
169th.
Yeah.
April was a lie.
169th.
What was funny
believe
was,
April.
so I missed 2015 April Fools. I was told about April Fools just before 2016 April Fools, and that was the year that Sean was like, I'm going to prank us by not having April Fools. And I'm like, I have to wait another year for this.
Yeah, that doesn't... That nobody
The
believes.
best one he did was the one where the entire site was slightly slanted.
Oh, no.
If it was a
yeah.
short thread, it was fine. If it was a long thread, it was like off your screen by the time.
I would be so mad. My OCD would be like, what is
If I was-
happening?
If I was like counsel or something, and if I was having to do work that day, I'd be like, no, I'm taking the day off.
No. All right, you got to get started on it now, Nick. Dank Ferret.
Dank Ferret.
If you start right now, you'll be ready by April 1. And you know
If I
we're
start
not going to
now,
be the only
I'll have
one.
about 5 minutes done, and I'll still be like crunching on it around the 30th of March.
Well, we need it all now so that we have time to all put it on our shoulder bells
That's
to like
right.
make the
Make an
announcement.
alternate Dank Ferret shoulder.
I can't even start the shoulder plates I need to remake already.
I'm gonna sculpt that shit out of air dry.
I have enough stuff to do.
There's going to
that
be a
I'm not
lot
doing.
more cool stuff, too, though. I mean, who knows where we're going to a forest planet next week. What is going to be there?
Are we?
Yeah, well, we're definitely going to be there. You don't think... All right, Dave wrote and directed this episode.
Yeah.
This isn't going to be a side mission.
The episode is called
Like full
Jedi.
on plot.
Right.
So I feel like every other episode's like getting to the next plot point in the storyline.
Yeah.
You know, like the first one, obviously that was incredible, and then the second one came around where it was still good. I love that. I love the X-wings and the Razor Crest, kind of just chasing after each other, and it had really good
That
elements.
was a great scene.
It was great.
The World War II history buff in me loved the Stuka dive bomber noise that it made as the Razor Crest was just plummeting. I was like,
It made me want an omelet.
Man, it made me want to, never leave my
God.
house again for fear of giant ice spiders.
Yeah,
The
right.
ones didn't even scare me. It was the little one. It was the mini little ones.
Well, listen,
big one did
the
not bother
second it walked out there, Baby Yoda, do-do-do-do-do, what am I doing? I'm I'm gonna be all cute. Oh, look, there's a bunch of weird cylinder objects in the snow. I've seen this movie. It looks just like Promethean. Don't touch a Baby Yoda. Nom, nom, nom. Oh my god, what has just happened?
So Baby Yoda just emotionally stressed me out in that episode so much.
I was mortified. We're talking about you, asshole.
It was just being a kid.
Yeah. Oh, so my theory, they're gonna get to this planet. They're gonna meet Ahsoka. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be like she's gonna be revealed. My little fangirl heart's gonna go. Ah!
Is she gonna be wearing a white cloak?
I think look at Baby Yoda and go, oh, that's super dark side. Oh no,
that thing.
That's one of my theories is that the
Yodas.
Yodas.
Look at that and be like,
I think the Yodas are primitive. I think that for the most part they live on a planet and they're super primitive and they're not like they just they use the Force how they want. They don't think of it as dark side, light side.
This child has never been exposed to anything but food and murder.
He chokes people for arm wrestling.
And it gets what it wants.
Man, when I saw him sitting in that classroom this week, I was like, and I saw him looking at that kid, I'm like, he's going to use the Force right now and steal those things because that's what my sons would do. And
I thought he was going to choke the other kid. You said no to me. Fuck you.
He's like kind of pulls him in and goes.
He probably kicks really hard.
I just sent a photo to our group chat. I want you guys to zoom in on his gloves and cringe with me.
Oh, hold on. I'm gonna put him. Well, let me save it. Wait.
Oh, the paintball gloves.
Wait.
Yeah,
wait.
I got
But like they're cool though.
I mean, they did them right, but
they added more to it.
Onto like a gauntlet.
There we go. For a second.
Yes, they did more effort than because Cobb Vanth had the same airsoft gloves.
Yeah, I was gonna say he had those gloves too.
The Twi'lek.
Uh-oh.
Mando, because everyone wears them.
Were they the Walmart motocross gloves?
They're not motocross. They're specifically like airsoft or paintball. Like they have this like
with the
rubbery...
hard knuckles.
It's not even knuckles. It's the whole plate here, and they're fingerless. You can get them fingered, but most people get them fingerless because whatever.
Yeah. No, I don't know. I think it's giving all the people the excuse to use them. Ted, are you here? You keep dropping in and out. Do you exist? Struggling. Are you real?
His chat says,
guys, have you met Ted?
We can't hear you, Ted, but whenever you figure it out, we're here for you, buddy. But yeah. Wait.
And of course, I get a call that lasts 30 minutes after closing. My audio wasn't working.
Oh yeah, no, I see you trying to broadcast.
Check your input.
Yeah.
Check your audio input.
Don't be like me last week.
His volume in
I gotta go, right, guys? We'll be right back.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm trying to see if I can fix his audio in Discord, but I don't hear him at all. It's like he's not broadcasting. Oh wait, that was Nick muted. I don't know. All right, well he'll figure it out. But yeah, I like that they furthered the plot a little bit. Like the only thing that happened in episode 2 that I felt like furthered the plot was he's not wanted by the Republic anymore. That's cool, and he needed to get his ship fixed. He needed a reason to go somewhere to do that.
Well, it was furthering the plot in him acting as an intergalactic Uber for.
Well, that's true. That's also true.
See, I actually really like the episodic. Not every episode is part of the main plot. Yeah. I enjoy that. They're short stories.
Yeah.
More of the galaxy like that, you know?
It's true.
And I think just like short form television is something that we're losing in like the era of streaming because they set up these seasons to be this 12-hour long miniseries that you're supposed to watch all at once. And that's I really like how The Mandalorian is like, no, you're going to watch 35 fucking minutes. You're going to do it every week.
Yeah.
All experiencing this at the same time. Oh, hey, Ted.
Did we get him? Is he working?
Thought I heard him.
Oh, you did? I turned him a little louder. I don't know if that'll work. But yeah. No, it's true. Of course, I would be all more about this if they would release the episodes at a normal time.
That's really the issue there.
But I'm gonna try to be part of Team No Sleep this week. Yeah, Ted, I don't know, man. I can't hear you. I don't know what's happening.
I can't either. I just tried maxing his volume.
Yeah. I think your input-output's probably not set right. Or your mic is not working. But yeah. But you're here for support. We like your RC, picture. So what do you now? Do you think Rex will be with Ahsoka?
No,
I mean, if Tem is signed on, not.
Tem was
He was Boba,
already, but isn't Rex at the Battle of Endor? Didn't they confirm that fan theory?
Yeah, they did.
Well, yeah, I mean, this is like years after.
Yeah, it's
though.
like what, the 6th.
This is 4 years later, but I think Sabine and Ahsoka are already off by themselves looking for Ezra by that point.
Yeah, but you don't think that's resolved? Well, I guess we're gonna find out if Joe's were correct.
I feel like Filoni didn't put that ending for Rebels there for a reason. I feel Filoni's like I forgot who said it, but someone's like Filoni's a long-term kind of person, so
he is.
I think there, and maybe not in this season, but I think in the show it's definitely going to introduce us to what the possibility of like what happened to Ezra.
I just hope
and Thrawn too. I would love to fucking see live action Thrawn.
Do you think they can get Pierce Brosnan for this?
I'm sure they can.
No, look, get the guy that voiced him in Rebels. That guy is like sinister.
The Mandalorian is a show to be on right now.
It's true.
Like, because I've never I haven't heard really anyone say Mandalorian was garbage.
Nobody, unless they're wrong. One person.
I know one guy. He hates Dave Filoni.
Oh.
What?
Former 501st member up in Jacksonville.
Why?
He says Filoni can't finish a story. He just genuinely does not like Dave Filoni or the stuff he's involved with.
He's wrong.
It's really hard as a Star Wars fan to accept the reality that there are some people who don't actually like Star Wars.
No,
they just like approximately 15 minutes from Empire Strikes Back.
Yeah, or they really love the EU and can never forgive that it has been taken away. I have to, listen, when the Mandalorians showed up on Clone Wars and they were terrorists, that was like, what is happening? Either pacifists or terrorists. I'm like, what is this? But he played the long game. He brought us back to where we gotta be. So I'm all right with it now. Like, Dave, we trust, but yeah.
I feel like Dave has gotten big enough that we're not going to see him at our dinners anymore.
Right, yeah. Well, if he's going to come over and hang out at our booth, he's going to have to be incognito. And
Stacey, did I ever tell you about the first time? Well, at this point, the only time I met Dave Filoni?
No, I don't think so.
So we have a friend named Ian who looks exactly like Dave Filoni.
I think I've seen him.
So we're getting ready for the dinner. I'm doing stuff to help out. I look over, I see Tom walking in with Ian, and I wave oh hey, it's Tom and Ian. And Ian waves back at me, really confused. And I look again, I'm like, oh shit, that's not Ian, that's Dave Filoni.
I've been on Twitter trying to get Dave Filoni to be our friend Ian for Halloween a couple of years.
Man, he did an interview the other day something. I think it might have been the premiere, and he wasn't wearing a hat. I was like, what is this? This is not Dave Filoni. He's a changeling or something. What's happening?
He's so nice, but he is the most awkward human being I have ever met.
It's adorable. I love it. I empathize with it.
But that's kind of a hallmark of a good storyteller sometimes. I say this from knowing a lot of really awesome storytellers who are all really awkward people. I don't know. It's the way they think out things in their head, I think, makes their interactions a little awkward. But I think, well, first of all, the dude who voiced Thrawn in Rebels would be so great as Thrawn. You know who he is, though? He's Mads Mikkelsen's brother. He played, like, he was in House of Cards before that went awful and couldn't watch it, but he played, like, the Putin equivalent. He was, like, the leader of Russia. He was so menacing. I was like, man, he really could be live action Thrawn. It would be amazing. But who knows what in what condition we're going to get Thrawn back.
Yeah.
I love that.
And
I would love to see that. Who knows what's going to happen?
There were rumors that there was going to be a Rebels follow-up show that dealt with Ezra and Thrawn and all that, though.
Yeah, I think that's happening.
And I think this, like, is the backdoor pilot. Or I thought it was going to be animated. But
I hope it's animated.
An Ahsoka spin-off series with Rosario Dawson, too.
Right.
One thing, like, I really hope any Force lore that we get in The Mandalorian is very, like, background.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want the Mando to be out hunting lightsaber crystals, because that's...
Also, they should never go to the Chalk Zone again.
But the world between worlds?
The world between worlds, which I like to call the Chalk Zone. We can't go to the Chalk Zone again.
The theme song is playing in my head right now.
I'm never going to be unable to unhear that.
I feel
Tell me
like
it's not the Chalk Zone.
the worst part is I feel like it only exists to, like, explain away George Lucas's poor storytelling.
Yeah, it was really strange when I first saw it. But, you know, I'm rewatching that season of Rebels right now with my kids because it's finally, they like it. And I'm like, okay, I get it, kind of. But not for Mando. Let's not.
I hate time travel in general if it's not Doctor Who.
Yeah.
I happen to think Back to the Future is a bad movie. Like, I hate time travel.
What about Terminator?
Terminator's a pretty good movie.
But, well, which one,
the movie's
though?
not about time travel so much as time travel's just kind of involved.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah,
like,
that's true.
Star Wars does not need time travel. Time travel can break Star Wars.
That's true.
It already ruined the Marvel Universe, so...
But it also could bring back
That's
Ben
also
Solo,
true.
and I just need more of...
The driver walking around without a shirt.
Please don't.
I want Ben Solo. I don't want them to explain it all. I just want a comic book series where he just bodily shows up in the deserts of Tatooine and we don't talk about it. We don't talk about what a mistake it was to kill off Ben Solo.
I'm going to invoke.
Talk about what a mistake
I'm going to
it was.
invoke Joe right here and be like, "Why are we going to give the Raylos anything?" He's gonna. Somebody has to say that for Joe.
Who says Ray's going to be there?
No, you're not. Raylo Twitter is a dark, dark place. You must never go there.
It is the darkest place on the internet right now. No, it's not. But it's the darkest place in the Star Wars internet at this moment.
Maybe Yoda.
One of those places I
No,
did
I think,
earlier.
like, weird guys simping after Gina Carano is the dark part of the Star Wars internet right now.
Yeah. All right. That's fair. That's fair.
But we can
I'm
rank
gonna
the
go-
Raylos, like, just above that.
I joked that when it happened, though, I'm like, that's not Raylo, though. That's Ray Man.
Oh, that's a bad pun. That's a
No, I
bad.
mean, that's what it is. That is what it is, because it's not Kylo anymore.
I
here for
guess.
So, fuck you, Raylo.
What about? I mean, his last name is Solo, though. Solo.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Don't
It's a
give
Raylo.
them a
I
reason.
already stole the Skywalker name.
Give them-
We can't give her the Solo.
Sorry, I mean,
Palplo? No.
No. Oh. But
sounds like a DJ.
I don't think we're gonna see the world between worlds. I don't think it's ever gonna get that deep.
Not
I
here.
don't
Not
think
in
we
this
should
show,
ever
no.
see it again.
No, I don't. Unless they go back to animated, I don't know. Like that's where it makes sense, maybe.
We need to do what we do with all the rest of the bad Star Wars and just pretend it didn't happen.
I liked
And
some
burn the
of it,
copies.
but not. I liked it more when it was like the wolves teleporting through the planet.
When
that
it
made
didn't
more
have
sense.
a tremendous effect on the storyline that other directors and writers could abuse.
That's I trust Dave Filoni with the chalk zone.
Right.
I don't trust anyone else with the chalk zone.
I think Dave Filoni's just going to take over everything at some point, so that'll be okay. But
he should move into a position like Kevin Feige is at Marvel.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And that's something we discussed last week.
Yes. Like, he definitely should be in charge. He knows what to do. But yeah, I think so. Ahsoka will be like the backdoor pilot. She'll be around for a while, but she'll be like, yeah, Jedi aren't like a species, and we're not really even a group of people right now, so I can't take this kid off your hands. Sorry. But what's really going to make sense, is now Gideon's he's on a crash course in the same place, right? So he's not going to leave the kid, when Gideon's around. Like, he's going to have to keep him.
He's gonna lead the dude with the Darksaber straight to Ahsoka, and Ahsoka's gonna be like, "This shit again?
You with this?"
At that point, she'll get that Darksaber, and she'll do old Luke, where just.
Well, she'll call up Bo-Katan. She'll be like, "Hey, I found your piece."
Yeah, don't fucking lose it again.
And that'll be great.
Sorry, Mando and Bo.
Yes.
Mando and Bo.
See, I've become a shipper. I want it.
I ship Mando and Bo.
It's gonna be like a Spider-Man kiss where only part of the helmet comes off.
Actually, can we talk about that a little bit?
He kind of did a.
I know.
Yes,
yeah.
Forgot about that.
I know, and you could see, like looking like, hey, what's under there? Like, what is that? I think she got in his head.
He's slowly becoming more liberal.
Yeah, I know. I think watching how they worked. And he realized that, hey, maybe there's a bigger universe out there.
Well, he's just like, I would like to eat and drink when other people are around.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I like to be social.
This
is nice.
He's like, drinking by yourself is alcoholism.
I just can't get over that apparently he fucked that Twi'lek in the other episode and didn't take his helmet off. Like,
probably nothing. He probably didn't take any of it off. He probably just unzipped and...
There's a reason there's no cod plate.
There's no cod plate, exactly. I was like, that's why. You don't need one.
And we all know that those flight suits have double zippers.
Yeah.
Well, the Dragon Con's going to be pretty interesting with that sort of idea.
Oh,
honey, it already is.
But yeah,
the triangle.
No.
Not with you.
It's not my kink, but
all right. So I'm gonna have to betray my Din Bo ship if we get live action Fen Rao though. Because if Kevin McKidd showed up and played him, I'm Team Fen Rao. So we'll see if that happens.
He's
pretty busy. He's pretty busy, but they've snuck in some other stuff in here, so there's a good chance that they could have got him to do it.
To get with that cougar.
But we'll see. Like, I would love to see more of the old Mandos.
Is there a male version of a cougar?
A what?
Is there a male version of a cougar, or is it just cougar?
No, I mean, that's just kind of the standard.
I think it's still just cougar.
Oh, no. It's called a manther.
A manther?
That sounds made up.
One of these days I want to be a manther.
I'm looking it up.
It may have just been something that people said in LARP circles, so don't take my word for it being real.
It's too late. You spoke.
Most time I hear LARP circles, I don't think... Never mind.
Vampire LARP is a very strange place.
I see the LARP circle at my school, and I'm like, those guys are not getting laid. At my school, anyway.
Vampire LARP is a very different place. And yeah,
I wasn't like social enough to actually go to LARPs, but I did a lot of forum role playing in high school. That was like my only. My friends lived on my.
No, I mean it's like that. You know what? Speaking of, it's kind of funny because it ties back.
Yeah, it's Manther.
It's Manther. Yeah.
That's lame.
But I used to run a Mandalorian guild on Star Wars: The Old Republic, it was a role playing guild. So we did tons of it for years. But like what we did was drink in the cantina with each other. So it'd have been really weird if we couldn't drink socially with each other. Like we wouldn't have nothing to do in that game. And
there was probably more to do than there was in Star Wars Galaxies.
Maybe sometimes, but like that was like the weirdest thing when I was like, they can't take their helmets off. How do they drink with each other? Like that is weird.
It's called straws. It's called
emergency induction port. That's how my buddies used to drink at Dragon Con wearing their helmets, but...
I just take my helmet off.
I took a phone call inside my helmet at a troop once. Like, we were trying to meet up with somebody, and I'm dressed up. I have my phone under my helmet, and somebody walks by and tries to get a picture with me, and the person I'm with is like, no, give her a second. And then I take my phone out, and they lost their shit laughing. I'm like, what else am I supposed to do?
And I don't think I could fit my phone under my helmet, but I don't think I could. Nothing else.
That was the potato phone. I couldn't do it now.
My favorite is still Nikki and I were at a troop one day, and some parent was like, "Go take a picture with them. Go take a picture with them." This little kid walks over to us, looks up, looks back down, and walks away before the picture's taken. And we're like, "What's going on?" And his mom's like, "What's going on?" And he goes, "No, they're fake Star Wars."
Whoa! Why?
Because you Nikki's chin.
And then he walks away holding her hand. Like, they're walking away, he's holding her hand, and he's looking over his shoulder, glaring at
Oh my god!
Like, I'm surprised they didn't start mouthing.
Oh man!
They're fake Star Wars.
Like, dude, you think I don't have a face?
Some fucking oppressed Victorian whatever.
Oh
No,
man! Remember
he
when
had
we
always
saw
heard
Mando's wrist in
This
that
is their face.
in that first screenshot? We saw his wrist skin, and
That's
we're all
exactly
like,
what happened with Nikki. He's just like, harlots.
Well, he was like, "Oh shit, I follow the way."
Wasn't even a thing yet.
He knew though.
yeah,
was
he
a
knew in his
zealot.
heart that he was a child of the Watch.
He was
So-
like Iron Man 2 Spider-Man. He knew it was coming.
All right, so do you think we're gonna end up seeing all these different factions of Mandalorians come back together?
Yeah.
I think that's the
like
end
Certain
game.
amount of time. Yeah.
I think season 2 is gonna wrap up the Baby Yoda Moff Gideon storyline, or at the very least, the Baby Yoda portion of it. And
Can't
I think
take away
or at least the
Moff
journey portion.
I think season 3 is gonna be the retaking of Mandalore.
Yeah.
Or it's going to be building that rebellion. I think it's going to be. I mean, at that case, it kind of sounds like what they were doing with Rebels. That's.
Yeah.
Let me mute myself.
Nope. You mute yourself? Unmute yourself? What did you do?
I tapped the mouse
Oh,
pad.
okay, you're fine. It could be like Rebels. I would love to see all these other Mandalorian groups come back together,
Well, it's the same thing. I would love to see the Imperial groups. I would love to see them fighting amongst each other, like the sort of sabotaging, backstabbing stuff that we would see in like the old.
I think they're gonna.
That would be interesting.
I mean, that's probably what's gonna happen when the Children of the Watch come head to head with these other groups until they have a common enemy.
We saw that in Episode 8. We saw that in Chapter 8
Yeah.
when Gideon gunned down the people in the cantina.
Yeah. No, it's true. It's gonna be weird.
I know one of the things that we had talked about earlier was the inclusion of the seeds of the First Order. And have any of you guys read those terrible Aftermath books?
No.
I've read Aftermath. I don't think I read the other ones, but I read Bloodlines, and it talks about the beginnings of the First Order in that one.
Aftermath as a series is terrible. Chuck Wendig is the worst author they've ever brought into the Star Wars canon.
But,
I read the Bounty Hunter Wars, Steve. I doubt that.
I'll put it this way. I didn't even know that there was more than one Aftermath book.
Yeah, there are 3. But when
Mr.
Nikki
Bones
and
is
I were
cool.
long distance, I listened to them all as audiobooks when I was driving back and forth to Orlando. And because they make a way better audiobook than they make an actual novel.
I can see that. That.
But because of it, I was able to actually manage to get through it. And Operation Cinder and the Battle of Jakku really lead into Palpatine having laid the First Order seeds just before his death even.
Right.
Which is still stupid.
I don't know if Aftermath is where Sloane originally came from, but she was a cool character, I thought, Admiral Sloane.
Her first appearance, I think, was in the Rebels prequel novel about Kanan and Hera.
Okay. Yeah. I thought that one was, and Mr. Bones was cool because Mr. Bones brought HK-47 back into canon by quoting HK-47. Mr. Bones was the weird robot he built out of parts.
Yeah, it was like the Darth Maul.
Mr. Bones was pretty cool
thing.
But he brought HK back into canon.
And Force Unleashed, right?
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, it was weird. But I didn't remember it talking. I mean, it talked a little bit about that stuff, but in the Bloodline book, Leia actually discovers the very beginning of the First Order with her investigations with this other guy, another senator, who was like, he was like an Imperial fanboy. It was like really bizarre. Like he collected Imperial paraphernalia.
Yeah, I don't know anyone who collects weird paraphernalia from a war we had.
Right. He was one of those guys. and that really ticked off Leia, right?
During the Empire or after?
After, or he was very young. He was very young.
There you go.
But it told a decent enough story. It told a decent enough story about why he liked collecting. It was weird. But they discover like the beginnings of it, and I feel like that was still after this point in time. I think it takes place. What did I found it the other day. It was like 9 ABY or something.
9 ABY.
No, we're 9 ABY now. Hold on, I'm gonna find it. I'm gonna find it right now.
5 ABY is Endor.
Yes. No, I'm
right. No,
it's 4.
4. 5 ABY.
I'm sorry. It's 28 ABY. So it's like way later.
It's probably 28 would be 7 years before The Force Awakens.
Yeah, it's like way later. I mean, Ben Solo's around.
Can you imagine like living in the Outer Rims and not like hearing about any of this, and then 20 years later somebody comes in and like your entire system of telling time has changed?
Yeah. Be like, wait,
when you're just like, yeah, get the fuck out of here. Like, it's almost like the Outer Rim's almost like the in some cases like the Afghanistan of
we see Ted.
It's Ted
of Star Wars, in that like empires die there. Like anyone that tries to go in there is just a no-win situation.
It's like, bro, Alexander the Great couldn't take you. No one can.
Yeah.
Can we hear Ted though? Say something, Ted.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Voice.
Yeah. Awesome. Yeah, no, the Outer Rim is like, I mean, it's the no man's land. I mean, it's crazy out there. It's, I mean, look at the Sorgan, those shrimp farmers, basically. Like, they had like one droid between all of them.
They've got one droid between all of them, and they drink a lot of spotchka.
Living the dream.
No, Nikki, we need to get the ingredients for
Like,
spotchka.
do they eat the krill and then they drink it?
I mean, they must,
when you only have...
They
You gotta get creative.
I don't know, like, how they do it.
Like, just imagine if all your food tasted like what you drink.
Well, think of the ancient Egyptians. They basically drank
imagine
beer and ate beer. That was like their food was beer.
Like,
It's not like they had imports, so they would know there was a different thing. They're just like, this is how it is. This is how it's always been.
How do they make spotchka? Do they like grind the shrimp up and like?
I feel like they probably soak it and ferment it.
Don't worry, some author is going to go into detail in the
Well, you
background
can't really
of the
ferment
a visual dictionary.
You can't
And
really
we're not going to
ferment
want to know any of it.
animals.
It's going
That
to
just
be in
builds
the
up lactic
Mando
acid.
visual guide. Pablo Hidalgo is going to throw some crazy ass shit in there.
Pablo's going to be like, so to make spotchka, you need to get the oil out of the krill, which one krill only produces such a little amount of oil.
And he acts like he's all like hot shit for just like spewing it out, and everyone's just like,
Oh,
nerd.
how long before we drink spotchka at like cons and stuff? Someone will have come up with a glowing.
Yeah, we got the macaroons.
It's just hypnotic. All you gotta do.
Oh, that is hypnotic.
I'd
Oh
rather drink
man.
other shit
That'll
first.
probably spotchka will probably be one of the things after people are already
glow
hammered.
stick in the bottom of the bottle, so it like lights up.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. You just probably have to make a bottle that looks like it's glowing, and then you put whatever you want in it.
We need to make frog egg Jello shots.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm working on that pram right now.
Yes.
So,
I saw a gin and tonic.
Nikki, how would that look? Would it be like blue Jello with like tapioca jelly inside or something
A lot
like
of
that?
food color.
Either that, or we would have to take like a syringe and like inject something in there.
Mm.
I actually
Get
think
creative
that's the
with
best idea.
We will make this happen. It'll happen. It'll be
The only
great.
thing I'm
Jello
concerned
shots
with
don't
is
hold their
how are we
form
going to
well.
keep their shape? Like, what are we going to store them in? You
Yeah,
know?
we've learned that
Because we
storing
can't
Jello
just
shots at
have
Dragon
like,
Con is
we
hard.
can't just have like
What?
raw Jello shots hanging out.
Greg, do you remember that first MegaCon we hung out together? Were you there for like the pool party?
Yeah.
Before it got taken over by that weird weed party and we never got to go to the hot tub again?
Nikki,
Yeah.
that weed party has always existed at MegaCon.
What
the mochi party?
the mochi? Yeah.
What
It
about
was
like
all
a clear like Easter egg container?
Actually,
That's what I was
a really
thinking.
good
Maybe,
idea.
yeah.
We
But I was thinking
Easter
you'd have
eggs,
to
and
get
then
like
you
some
just pop
small.
one open and just
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Exactly.
Though.
Exactly what I was thinking.
Find a round one. I mean, there's got to be a round one.
I bet if we find like some Halloween eyeball.
Oh, Steve figures
I-
something out.
Yeah.
ice molds. Like we
Yeah,
got
ice
that Death
molds.
Star ice mold.
Yep.
Yeah,
There are
I
other
have
ice
that one.
sphere molds we could use.
I
Like
know,
they
but
have
it wouldn't
like
keep
Death
its
Star.
shape though if it starts to melt. You have to
Yeah.
have it in a container.
The minute you add vodka to Jello, it stops keeping its shape. Is the main
Yeah,
problem.
it's got to be kept in a container. But there's got to be a clear plastic like
What if
disposable kind
instead
of
of
food
Jello shots, we made our own gummies
thing. Oh, gummies.
and then
You would
just
probably
drop
have
those
to-
in vodka?
You'd
Oh,
probably
Red
just
Bull
have to
and
do the
vodka is my
shot in the
jam.
center. Do the
Well,
vodka shot.
yeah, what we could do,
Not around
what
the
we
outside.
could do is we can make like a little like filled vodka area and just keep the gummies in the vodka and let them
Right.
soak in the brim.
Like,
But
so
we'd have to try to waterproof it or something like that.
we're gonna just
Put
use
some
flex seal. It's fine.
center on the inside.
We'd have to be careful though, because like having a bunch of thing open to the air like that's bound to get like.
Well,
And
I
get
mean,
to COVID.
That's what I
we can
can't
make,
think.
like, a little- we can make a little foam cover.
Yeah,
for it.
everything to me is like it's exposed. It will get COVID. Like I'm never gonna recover from the trauma of this year.
I'm pretty sure Nikki's potato phone has a picture of a bunch of people where I'm in the background at Dragon Con just eating a handful of vodka-soaked gummy bears like a fucking gremlin.
That's the phone that has the. I haven't gotten rid of the phone. I can't get on it. The screen is broken, but I have the phone.
Can
Could
do you
we plug
like
it in?
go into a con and we're everybody's drinking out of each other's cups and all this stuff now? And to me, that's
No.
horrifying.
Easy, I drank out of some rando fair folks flask at Ren Fair this year.
Oh,
This
dude, and that was like
When?
March. That was
In,
like.
February or March. He was like, "Yo, you want to try the rum that I make myself?" And I was like, "Fuck yeah, I do."
See, like we're never gonna do. It's gonna take us a long time to ever get back to that level of ratchet.
I watch TV shows now, like, from the before times, and I see the people all close together, and I'm just like, what the fuck? You
Yeah,
watch
I
those
was
people?
just gonna say that. I
No,
watched
no,
like
that's-
90s movies.
Cover
And
your
like,
face.
yeah, I was like, why are you guys not social distance now?
Why are you hugging children? You're gonna get
You're going up to the TV and just like,
Here's my yardstick.
Decade. This is going to be the post-COVID or during COVID decade.
Oh, yeah.
I'm pretty sure
Great,
we're
I
gonna
already
have
have to
2020
live in a
is
post
like
9/11 world. Now I
everything
gotta live in a post COVID world.
What?
COVID world. Yeah, right. Nick.
When did they postpone MegaCon to? When is it supposed to actually happen now? Did they cancel it altogether for 2021?
March 377.
It's gonna be Halloween next year.
No, it was supposed to be
All
Halloween.
right. Yeah, well,
Yeah, this
that
year.
didn't happen. But did they make a date for 2021?
And
Well, didn't they announce someone? They announced like some big
I don't know, because if it's in the
Lord of the
summer,
Rings thing or something.
because it's potentially in the
last year.
summer, most people will, in theory, be vaccinated, and it'll either be like everybody doesn't know what to do and they've lost all their social faculties over the last year, or it's gonna become like a bacchanal, like real fast.
To be fair, most of the people most of the people that go to those cons have already lost a lot of their
No,
social
guys,
factors to
they
begin with. It's
actually-
a zero loss because there's nothing to lose.
That's
this
true.
was MegaCon's endgame this whole time. Like, listen, You know, every year they announce all these big names, and then they cancel those big names one by one. This year they just canceled the con entirely.
Yeah.
There's no coming back.
Never expected.
It's just they've already one-upped themselves to the point where you can't go higher.
Which means that next year everyone will show up.
Well, they're going to because everybody's going to be desperate, right? Like, no one's done cons for, like, a year and a half, 2 years at that point. Like, they're going to be like, I need some money.
They're just going to be like,
social people?
Orlando, Sunshine?
Those celebrities are going to look like freaking Adolf Eichmann in the box, just, like, surrounded by, like, staff. Like, that's how you take pictures. They're just in that box with microphones there.
Oh man, yeah, it's gonna be crazy.
Why did you jump to Adolf Eichmann?
Because it's only like clear. Because when I said it with the clear box, you immediately knew what I was talking about.
But you just went straight to like, I don't have an attic. That's all I'm saying.
Well, all right. So. Joe's predictions, we're going to see more than one Jedi. It's not going to be just Ashoka for next week. There. I've said your piece, Joe. My predictions, Gideon will show up and everything will go to shit real fast.
You know what I am worried about a live-action Ahsoka? It's not Ashley Eckstein.
Yeah.
You know?
I think Rosario Dawson will do a good job with the
role.
Yeah.
But it's gonna be weird, like seeing the character and not hearing the voice, you know?
Maybe they'll pull a Vader and like they had Rosario Dawson do all the lines and then they just dub.
Oh, dubbing
everything?
I don't know. Do you get a big name like that to overdub her?
No.
Yeah.
No.
I mean, it's not like it's.
Not gonna happen.
It's easy to do it for like Vader, but like you can't really do that for like an action person.
Yeah.
In live person.
I mean, unless you're Darth Maul. Darth Maul is the exception. Yep. But at that point, he had more lines.
If you imagine an entire movie where they did that, where they dubbed him with Sam Witwer, that would just be really hard to watch.
I don't know. I think it'd be all right.
That'd be hard to produce.
To be fair, I think
Ray Park
I don't think we're gonna see Ray Park ever gonna come back. So I think it's always gonna be Sam Witwer's voice if they ever do like Solo 2 or something. But they'll have a different body.
Please don't.
I don't know about the rest of y'all. I've seen enough. I've seen enough Ray Park to last me a lifetime.
Yeah, that poor guy, man.
It was sent to me, and I didn't know what I was looking at, Nick.
When things get posted like that, you don't know what you're gonna be looking at until you're like, what am I looking at? And then you're like, I'm shutting that down, thank you.
I was sent a link that said, oh shit, look at what Ray Park just posted, and then it was a penis.
So yeah, he's probably not gonna come back, but I think Sam Witwer will definitely come back and voice him if we ever get.
Do you know if that was intentional?
I mean was it? I mean, it cost him everything, so I'm sure he'll deny it forever.
For Ray Park, it was revenge porn.
Yeah.
Really?
Oh yeah, Ted, you didn't hear about. So he was convinced that Daniel Logan was sleeping with his wife, so he posted his
I didn't hear that part.
with his wife on his Instagram without her permission.
Yikes! Daniel was his buddy. Like,
well, I mean, that's Daniel and I don't know the wife's name, but they both say that it didn't happen.
But I'm crazy. Wow.
Yeah, but I've also met Daniel Logan, so
but I wasn't quite sure what the through line was.
Oh shit! He is not following Daniel Logan.
Oh well, okay. Then we know the truth now.
My favorite, or what he believes the truth is.
Yeah, no, I mean, but that's the cause of the drama. That's kind of, I didn't know that much. That's kind of crazy.
So, yeah, I actually stopped following Daniel Logan a little while ago because I'm like, there's
he's a crazy person.
Yeah, we were at him at Dragon Con. He was like yelling at people, "Do you know who I am?" And our friend was like, brought him back to the Mercs. We're like, Daniel, we're the only people who care who you are.
I don't give a shit.
Come back over here.
Such is the fate of child actors.
Oh, it's
I love how he's yelling, "Don't you know who I am?" when like he got to the film, like he got on set and he's like, "I have no idea who I'm playing. I have no idea the significance."
No.
Jeremy Bullock's pulling him aside, going, "Don't you know who I am?"
Well, we know at least
Jeremy Bullock's
ever done anything else?
Jeremy Bullock is a very nice man.
He
who
is awesome.
Very
he's a lovely man.
well, like when we met Jeremy once at like a SuperCon, like nobody was around him. I walked by and I was like, wait a second. I like did a double take and I'm like going to my husband like, that's Boba Fett. Because nobody's around him or anything. And my husband's like, what? I'm like, yeah. And I'm like, I want to go talk to him. He's like, all right, go talk to him. So I went to talk to him, but he's like, choose the dark side. I'm like, wait, what?
Some old British dude.
I know, but he was super
by
nice.
All of this.
He was super nice, and he took a bunch of pictures with me, and for free and all this stuff. Like he wasn't charging, and he hung out and talked to us for a bunch of time. Like, and I was like, that would have happened at a celebration. Dude would have been mobbed. But here at Florida SuperCon, he was just outside Sad Wrestler Alley. So nobody knew who he was.
Sad Wrestler Alley.
So, knowing what happened with Ray Park, I can tell the story of my first and only time meeting him and the circumstances of which I found him.
What?
It was Star Wars Celebration 2017. I was at, we had just finished the Mercs Bash, or whatever it was, that was the dinner. And me and a couple other guys went up over to the connecting bar, and we're talking, and all of a sudden we hear this cheering coming from another group of people that were like about 10, 20 feet away from us. And I look over, and these two guys are getting a photo taken, and one guy is licking the other guy's ear, and I'm like, why is that guy licking the other guy's? Is that Ray Park?
I think I have a picture of that. I think I was like right there in that moment.
Yeah, and then Nikki told Ray Park that he was more attractive than she expected.
I did say that.
I managed to I snagged the last picture with him today. Like, he was like, all right, last one. I'm just jumped in. I'm like, hi, bye. And it took off. Now I have that photo on my phone.
It's kind of sad, but we're not going to be seeing any of them again.
So that was the same night that I met Corey D. Williams, where somebody told me that he was there, so I wandered around to go find him. And I start talking to this guy. I'm looking for him, like, I don't know what he looks like, whatever. And I start talking to this guy. And and I asked him, like, so are you in the 501st? And he was like, no, but I was in Empire Strikes Back. And I'm like, oh, I found Corey D. Williams. Hi.
Oh, yeah. It's going to be hard. It's going to be hard, like seeing these random people now that are left, because Mando's so big. Like, anybody who's been in it now, they're not going to be able to sneak around a con anymore. Yeah. It's gonna be...
I got to meet, I think it was last year, I got to meet, I don't know his name because I don't watch the show, the lead voice actor for the Resistance. And
the young guy.
Super nice guy.
Yeah, no, he
was so not used to having people like be fans of him. Like, he was still like, I'm sure he still is now, but he was just like super chill, super humble, just like, yeah, what's going on, dude? Like,
I kind of feel bad for those guys because
nice guy.
Because Resistance never took off like the other shows. It was kind of
it's only a matter of time until they wind up hating Star Wars because of the fandom.
I think they escaped
they got unlucky, though. It died off into obscurity before they could be affected, so no one
even gave a bad show.
Yeah, it was kind of sad, and you know why though? Because Dave Filoni really wasn't working on it. It was like, it is name only. We know what he was actually doing. So
it went way more into like the kids. I mean,
it was very much a kid show. Like, of all of them, it was the most kid show of the kid shows.
Exactly, it was the most of like the Disney X.
I liked all the little animals that they would have on the show. That was pretty much my favorite parts.
I could not be made to care about this random outpost that everyone just does the equivalent of street racing on.
I like that it became a ship. I thought that was cool, but otherwise, it was
the random outpost in this trilogy that no one, like, okay, not no one, but in this, I don't care about this random outpost in this obscure part of the galaxy in regards to a trilogy I could not care less about.
Yeah, but
with just not a lot of, there just hasn't been enough solid expanded material. Like,
they have to fix it. They have to find the Clone Wars equivalent of the trilogy.
I tried reading some of the Poe Dameron comics, and by reading them, I mean someone was basically photocopying them to Instagram, so I would just read through that because obviously I'm not going to go buy the magazines.
You pirate,
the comic
you.
book. Like I said, I wasn't going to go pay money for those anyway, and yeah.
Well, okay. Well, we'll find out what's gonna happen there.
Good talk, team.
We've got this right now. Like, this is gonna be my peak Star Wars for the rest of my life. I don't think anything's gonna get better than Mando for me, but who knows? Unless, the new rumor that came out today. I was like, Bo-Katan will be in the Bad Batch show, and I was like, before I was like, Bad Batch. I was like, there's nothing that could really make me interested in that, and then they found the one way to make me interested in that.
Yeah, I'm sold on Bad Batch all of a sudden.
The Bad Batch.
I think the Bad Batch is gonna fill like the old like null arcs. I think they're trying to replace them. They're gonna become Mandalorians, maybe.
I really hope that they tweak a couple characters in the Bad Batch. So I was yeah.
They were like turned to 11, like to the extreme, and like dial them back a little.
They were very much a quirky supporting character, and that was it. They were meant to work with other people. They are not standalone. Well, he is not a standalone character. Really, none of them are. Especially not Crosshair, especially not Tech. Even Hunter was really not much of a leading character.
The new season of Clone Wars, until we got to the Siege of Mandalore, I was just mad.
I know, that was really it for me.
Get out of here.
But
Get out of here.
Siege of Mandalore was just amazing.
The unproduced video of the battle between Fett and Cad Bane, I wanted to see that get turned into like
that would have been really cool.
Yeah, I thought we were gonna get it
finished off. Those two characters that have kind of been big.
Yeah, where is Bane? He kind of never.
I think Boba kills him.
Right.
Boba kills him. Exactly.
I don't want that. I want more Bane, please. Give me live action.
And the Dent.
Maybe he'll show up in the Mando.
I feel like Cad Bane just works ending out in the Clone Wars. Like, that's his day.
Except I want more Cad Bane. I don't care what makes sense.
Okay, well, fair.
We need an ending. He was cool, though.
I loved Cad Bane when he showed up. I loved the voice. I loved the blaster sound.
He was the coolest Duros that ever lived at that point. He was like, oh, that's a cool concept for that alien species.
I have weird feelings for Cad Bane. Like,
No, he was badass.
Part of your fan.
He's badass. He's like smooth as fuck. I'm just like, yeah.
He just gives no fucks. Like, out of every character,
the Senate is like, you guys are hostages now.
Yeah, and Nikki would be like,
over the Senate.
So maybe that will get wrapped up in Bad Batch. Maybe we'll finally see that happen in that show. But
that would be cool.
Yeah,
I mean, I have to trust Dave. Like, why would he make this show if it was going to be bad?
It could very much happen because the whole thing with the Bad Batch is it's post Clone Wars. They're mercenaries.
Right. It's supposed to be like
They're
right after,
existing in this underworld.
Right.
Maybe they'll run into Cal Scarada.
Yeah. Yes. Actually, I made that joke not that long ago.
Ted just looks like he just died inside. Like he did not change expression once.
No, we made the joke that the Heavy was going to take off his helmet and it was going to be Cal Scarada underneath, but that's not true.
I have never
We know
seen...
that will happen.
So, you guys know about the whole Larissa and Joe thing with Cal Scarada?
Yes.
Yes, that's why we bring it up. That's the only reason we bring it up.
Inform me the newbie, Steve.
Okay. So when we were in Anaheim,
Celebration 2015.
Yeah, 2015. We're in Anaheim, and me, Greg, Joe, Larissa, and our buddy Josh are hanging out. And Larissa, all along leading up to this, had been telling Joe how much she hates Cal Scarada. Like, years. And just drunkenly turns to him and is like, hey, Joe. I actually love Cal Scarada. He's great. Like, and Joe just quietly gets up and walks away. Like, not another word.
Right.
Gets up, walks out of the hotel we were hanging out in, and went back to our hotel room and didn't come out for the rest of the night. I'm pretty sure Greg and I stayed up for another 4 or 5 hours beyond that.
He got broken. That revelation. It shattered him.
And then, what was it, last year?
That has been one of my favorite convention experiences ever.
Man,
like, Celebration
I wish I
Anaheim.
had taken a picture. Was it you or Josh who fell asleep with spaghetti in your mouth?
No, I passed out at Denny's with eggs in my mouth. Like,
I spent
it was like, and that Denny's was in a perfect location. It was like what, 50 feet from the hotel?
Yeah, it was like 3 feet away. We walked there. It was perfect.
It was great. It was fantastic.
The time that you guys went to, around the time that you guys went to MegaCon and then Anaheim was, I think I had signed on to the boards, like, I met Kevin, like, 2 weeks earlier. And, like, I literally spent the entire time that you guys were away at the cons almost watching the Barnes & Noble video on loop for, like, 2 straight weeks. As well as, like, a whole bunch of other slideshows and stuff. So I was, like, when I met Joe, I was fanboying hard.
And now you're like, what?
And now I'm like, why do I care about, like, why
did I stand Joe so much?
It's like such an asshole. Like, what am I doing?
I went straight from that. We went straight from MegaCon to Celebration, like Nick said. And because of it, I was in college for another semester than I had to be.
Yeah.
I'm sure it was worth it though, because that was.
Oh yeah, I regret nothing.
Yeah.
See, me finishing college is why I missed all of those conventions for a while.
I would have loved that. That was my last year of high school. That was
you're such a young.
I met you guys. I shared that picture in our group chat of me at like senior prom. That was literally hours after I was at the Relay for Life with you guys at Tradition Stadium. I had such a tan because Shai told me be there at 8. We're all going to be there at 8. He did not show up until 10, and you guys showed up like half an hour later than him.
Listening to Shai was your first mistake.
I was new.
Man,
no excuse.
I feel like I was working on my costume before most of you guys. Except for Joe. I think Joe was like the only one around then. Out of who's left.
Yeah. And you got it.
It took me forever.
3 years after. Oh no, 2 years after I did.
Oh, it took me forever.
No, I still got you beat, Stacey.
No, I know
unofficial.
Ted has dethroned me as the longest unofficial.
Ted's got you by like what, 3 years? No, 5 years.
Yeah, I started fall of 2009, and I'm
oh
still
man,
not
he beat me. I mean,
okay,
I was 2012.
3 years.
2012 is when I started. So yeah, long time. All right.
Yeah.
But you'll get there, Ted. You're getting close.
Yeah. I've been close for years. It's been crazy.
We're all going to be on our post-imperial kits by the time you get in.
I know. Like, I might as well get official with the 501st, but it's...
You know how you could tell he's the oldest among us is because he's trying to do Galaxy's plates.
Yeah.
See, I would have played the shit out of Galaxies, but it was when I was...
To be fair, I almost went to
traveling
Galaxy's
hobo,
plates.
so I didn't
I had
play.
a set of Galaxy's plates that I was building, and I gave them to Dave Schroeder. Because I was like, I don't really want them.
You guys should consider yourself lucky. A new WoW expansion came out today, and I'm doing this instead.
Yeah, but is the first day of the WoW expansion ever a good experience? Let's be honest.
Yes.
Really?
It's smooth as hell. I'm in shock.
No way.
Never played.
I might pick it up soon. I'm considering it. It's funny. So my buddy who got me into Mandalorians and everything is we play all these games together all the time. We pretty much pick up a game for a few weeks, play the shit out of it, and then we leave it behind. Like we recycle through MMOs all the time like this. So he's playing it right now. And I'm like, oh, maybe I'll play, but if you're still playing in a week, maybe. We'll see.
Any new video game I get, it's like that where I literally just play the shit out of it for like 3 or 4 months.
Why can't they have a new Star Wars MMO? Like, why can't they just take all the shit from Old Republic and just make it now?
Yeah.
Would you play it? You wouldn't play it. See, I would play it.
I tried to play the Old Republic.
Developing a game like that, like it was supposed to be like Oh golly, I forgot what they were calling it. But it was supposed to be something where it was more open world, but
Yeah, that would have been
it wasn't
amazing.
an MMO.
Oh,
I
was it
forgot
an
what it was
MMO?
called.
Well, I want to play an MMO, but yeah. I mean, even if they brought back 1313 from the brink, like, isn't the success of Mandalorian showing them they should bring that game out of
I want
No.
limbo?
Yeah, here's the thing. No, because what happens is EA takes over the project when it's 95% done, and you get something as amazing as First Assault, and then it turns into Battlefront 1, which is what I was going to say when I was like, I usually play new games for like 3 to 4 months. I pre-ordered the first Battlefront 2015, brought the copy home, played for 30 minutes, and then went and played GTA after that.
Yeah, I mean, Fallen Order wasn't bad, but
I had fun playing it. I
wasn't
actually
good.
liked playing it.
I want them to put out a
I was
good
mad
game.
you couldn't fight Vader.
Well, because all these games are canon now. You can't be up Starkiller up in there anymore.
The best part of that game is you get there, and Vader's just like, yeet.
Oh, well, you know what? Hold on. We're talking about all these Force users that are still supposed to exist out in the galaxy. What if it's Cal Kestis?
No, that's that piece of gingerbread I'm really hoping doesn't show up.
Yeah.
Gingerbread.
Imagine, I want to paint you a picture real quick of the game that could have been with Fallen Order. You play exactly as it is up to the point where Cal fights the second sister. And that's like the tutorial. You do it, the second sister fucking murders Cal, and you play the rest of the game as
The second sister.
the second sister.
I would have preferred that.
And
Yeah,
like,
that would've
you're
been a
the
good
one
conversion.
looking for this artifact that's going to unlock where all the Force-sensitive children are, and then it's actually a fucking choice to not do anything with that information. Instead of it's like,
That
oh,
would've
I
been
spent this
interesting.
entire
She's a
game.
way better character than he is in every fucking way. But Rey
Yeah.
was already doing the girl thing.
Actual quote from the developers during Celebration, like during their panel. They're like, so we decided to make Cal a guy because, you know, Rey was already doing the girl thing, which is not a good reason. Like, we think Cal's a cool character. Let me tell you why we think Cal's a cool character. It's like, no, it's like we just needed to get a dude in there.
And no, it wasn't even a good dude. It was, I mean, granted, the actor himself is good. Obviously, he really didn't have a lot to work off of. But, oh my god, the fucking kid version of him. I was just like, fucking get shot already.
I just like that they brought the Who into, Star Wars canon. That music was badass.
That was badass. I want more of that.
I did not see that.
That's
Yeah.
Not the.
Dude, it's the music from the
Who,
game.
HU.
And
HU. Yeah, not WHO.
Yeah, two different Who's.
yeah, the Mongolian metal band.
The gears are turning
Oh.
in Nick's head right now.
I was like, that's a really weird.
And you know
band
what
to
though?
throw
I
in there.
honestly didn't realize they weren't singing in Mongolian. They
No,
sang in a
Huddy,
made up
You're
language.
singing in Huddies.
Yeah, no, it's badass. It's real badass. So that's cool. I'm about that.
That's like that
Nikki
beginning
was over there yawning, just
right?
thinking about Fallen Order.
when they're on Braca.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they did it
Yeah,
again
that
in
was
I think
dope.
in the arena.
behind
Mandalorian,
it.
the episode 1 where he like walks into the fighting pit. That music was dope too.
Yeah. Yep. Man, the soundtrack for Mando is amazing.
Yeah,
I
good.
got chilled.
Ludwig Göransson does such a good job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Ludwig.
He is
Looks
like,
like a
I
man.
mean,
His
he
name is
Based
Ludwig.
off of that old recorder we all got in grade
He
school.
is like the young. He's like the young alternative to the traditional John Williams.
Yeah.
Well-
No, it's badass.
I think part of it, Vid, is he has access to it too. Like, they're letting him use the John Williams inspired music and stuff like that.
Yes.
But he's also kind of putting his own mark on it while respecting
He
what
absolutely
it
is,
for.
and he's really experimenting with, what kind of gives off this very, what really sticks to the theme as well as paying homage as well to
Space Western, for sure.
Yeah, exactly.
The bow
And it-
theme I really liked with like the heavy like electronic almost sounds with the night owls.
Kind of.
I loved the Mudhorn theme. Like when that fight started, that gave me chills.
It sounded like someone like chugging a butter churn, you know? Just.
Oh my god, I still play that every now and then. Like that's a song that I play when I'm kidding up.
No, the
I'm playing Vodan when I'm kidding up. Are you kidding?
Oh,
I used to.
And it's coming back. It's coming back.
I think I actually know why it's coming back.
Well, would it be Bad Batch, or you think it's something else?
No, it's well, I don't know if it's gonna be something else, but I know on YouTube they're making a capture motion, like Republic Commando-esque style, like mini film.
It's probably.
And while they just posted a video today, and it was voted on, but
Was that a fan cut though?
I don't know.
Okay.
If it's a fan animation, it's probably.
I mean, it sounded really good though. Like so.
But somebody, I think, officially tied to Lucasfilm said they remastered or redid Vodan recently. I forgot where in the Twitter sphere I saw it. It was like it existed, and I was like, "Whoa, they're bringing it back? Why?" And I was like, "Maybe it was for Mando. Maybe it could be." From Bad Batch, though.
Yeah, because that's the last thing we need is a bunch of edgelords from like the old Mandalorian era.
Listen, son, I'm one of those people.
Oh, I know, but you're just giving them another thing to just.
Where's Waylon Val? Can I just have him back?
Find them. I'll go into one of McCoy's status and just post "girls like Star Wars" and like it'll.
All you need to do is tag Emma in a picture of female Revan, and they come out of the fucking woodwork.
I would like a Strill to come back. I would like Waylon Val. Yeah, I'm one of those weird people.
And Cal Scarada are both abusive parents.
Yes, they were. They are. It's very true. Also, most of that, I mean, everything is invalidated. That whole thing was like how, like, they're talking about all these different things. Like, now we knew Twi'leks can have babies with humans. Thank you, baby Kanan, Hera. I forgot.
And they somehow managed
because of Clone Wars.
Yeah.
I'm still wondering about that timeline.
Yeah. So, but yeah, no, I like all. I think they can take all the cool stuff that we liked. I mean, and they have been doing it. I mean, Fen Rao was a takeoff of Fen Shiza, kind of in a way. Like they're bringing things out of that old EU. So Vodan coming back, that's fine. Because I mean, and we have Delta Squad, so it'd be great if we actually saw Delta Squad in more than passing.
See Delta Squad actually do something.
Like, what happened to them after Order 66? Like, let's see what happens in, like, real canon now.
Apparently, Sev was supposed to train the Rebel Alliance.
Wait, they were supposed to train the Rebel Alliance?
Sev was, yeah.
Oh, well, yeah. But...
Oh, well.
Instead, he's just lost on Kashyyyk somewhere forever.
Ended up in a spice mine with all the other Wookiees or something, but like they can bring all that shit back.
Hairless one over here. Where'd you get this one from?
What?
I'm saying like the whatchamacallit, Pike. So just like looking at
the weird hairless one. Yeah, what is this guy from?
Dave, come here.
I mean, I still thought maybe the Children
Where'd you
of
get
the
this one
Watch.
from?
I thought a lot of them might be clones that had to hide too, because that would be another reason why they wouldn't want to show their face. So, I don't know. I mean, there's just, I know for some reason it's all going to connect together because that's what Filoni's going to do.
So the Sunny in Philadelphia board of...
Yes, I'm being that person again. I should just set up a board behind me.
You should put a board behind you.
That needs to be a background
Wheel
for
it
this
out.
podcast. That needs to be the board for this podcast.
Where I connect all the dots. I think it's gonna all. I mean, especially if Bo-Katan's gonna be in the Bad Batch. Like, why? Why would she be there if it wasn't to connect a bunch of clones to Mandalorians somehow in the aftermath? Us a reason to watch it. I mean, that's also true.
Like,
I mean, that's why
they can throw in all the old stuff from the old canon. I'm off Facebook for the most part anyway, so I don't have to see it. There are no less than 2 Mando recruits on various groups that are trying to do a Predator crossover.
Oh, I saw that. Yeah.
There's two of them.
There's two? I thought it was the same dude.
There's one that's a little more local, and there's one that's just out there.
Let people have fun.
Both of them have the Predator thing on the center of their helmet. Both of them have the light, and both of them have talked about doing the cannon on the back.
Let them have fun.
Honestly, the cannon, I'll give it because it's now official with that one dude. No.
He was doing like iron. No. His was not modified. It was pretty much the same thing.
Okay, if it's the same thing, yeah. But I'm just saying, like, shoulder cannons definitely are a thing.
People.
Did you know Disney announced the Predator reboot?
So many recruits who have just like gone crazy with their concepts have wanted to do the shoulder cannon. They've been trying to do that for years, and I don't think a single one has actually gone.
My buddy Dan, who I think Steve might have saw at Celebration when I was there, because I had to run back. This was before I was official. I don't know if Steve remembers because he's just loading back in. But he had a giant cannon on his shoulder that had a servo and it moved around. And
they want to have him where it matches up with the head, so it moves.
No, it was crazy. It was really crazy, and it took people out. Like if he moved it and somebody was standing next to him, it would just and yeah, I had to pretty much spot him the whole time he was kitted up at Celebration, so no one would get in cannon range of getting decked in the face with the thing.
That's kind of
where's the fun of that? I mean, half of them can't even see anyway.
But,
no, you have the thing that Bill Burr was wearing, and
it was kind of like that, but it was a big cannon.
But everyone wants to do like the
they want to do like a
gym cannon from Gundam. And have, like,
oh man, when are we gonna see those fuckers again? You know that they're gonna come back. No, not Gundam. No, the Bill Burr and what's her face? Tonks.
Twi'lek girl.
What happened?
Tonks. Twi'lek Tonks. I don't remember what.
I'll tell you what. I fell in love with Bill Burr after that episode.
Would that make her Twonks?
That's one of my least favorite episodes of season 1.
Really?
I didn't like the Davaranian.
No, I liked it. I kind of liked it.
I totally enjoyed it.
I loved like how fucking menacing Mando was when he started hunting them down. Like that was.
Dude, like that's amazing.
That threw off some like Batman vibes for me.
It was a little Batman-like in ways, but I was like, yo.
I wasn't complaining about it. I thoroughly enjoyed it. But
Clancy Brown is a fantastic actor, and I hated that character.
Yeah, the Davaronian single-handedly ruined that episode for me because he was like a character.
You hate Clancy Brown?
No. I'm saying that he's a fantastic actor, and that he made me hate that character.
You know what? He looks exactly like his Rebels character now, Clancy Brown. I don't know if you've seen him lately. He's all white, like he's got white hair. You don't remember he played like the dude on Lothal. He was like the Resistance.
I didn't realize that was
he looks just like him now.
I mean, you might as well. I mean, if you can't figure out how to make a character from scratch, I mean, Bo-Katan looks like Katie Sackhoff. I mean,
but that's because they based it off her, so it makes sense.
Exactly, and they did this. I'm sure they did the same thing for Clancy.
No, but I mean, he still didn't look all white. Like he's like gone white since then. Like his hair's all white, and he has the beard. It's all white. I don't know. Maybe. He got real old looking, is what I'm saying.
Someone was comparing Joe Biden to like this character from I can't remember what. He looked exactly identical to I can't remember who the character was.
I keep seeing that if Joe Biden had a beard, that Joe Biden looks like old Steve Rogers from the end of Endgame.
Yes, that's exactly what it was.
We're putting our hopes and dreams on him.
No, I thought
he looks
Biden with a beard the other day, just in general, that was photoshopped, and it was way superior. Biden should grow a beard. We haven't had a bearded president since the 1920s.
Maybe when he doesn't have to wear a mask all the time, because I'm sure all you bearded guys could say wearing a mask with a beard probably kind of sucks.
I found a video from 4 years ago from Jay Leno's garage of him doing burnouts in the Corvette he's owned since 1967, and I was like, that's going to be my president. I'm like,
I saw the video today
sold.
of him adopting his dog, so I'm like, that's the guy right there.
Those dogs are cool.
He wins. All right. Well, listen, it's 10 till 10. Let's do predictions for next week. Are we all going to be Team No Sleep?
I'm going to be Team No Sleep.
Well, that's going to be Thanksgiving night.
I'm off this week.
I don't want it.
I mean, how many of us? I'm not going to have a turkey coma. I don't think so.
I don't eat turkey, so I won't have that problem.
I think I'm going to try. Oh.
Yeah, you want that slick.
I think I'm gonna try to stay up this time. I chickened out last week. I couldn't do it, which this is the week to do it. So we'll definitely see Ahsoka. It's titled The Jedi. It's gonna happen.
Is it?
Yes.
Where are you seeing this?
Okay, so
He's directing it, man.
one of the streaming
is directing
services,
it.
and yeah, he wrote it and he directed it. But the title came from one of the Disney Plus distributor for the Middle East. Whenever they air the first episode or that week's episode, they drop the title of the following week's episode in it. So people have found the last 3 titles this way, so it's legit. So
it could be. It could be Ahsoka. It could. I mean, yeah, it's probably gonna be Ahsoka. I mean, it makes sense.
And if
Filoni's not letting anyone else direct an episode with Ahsoka in it.
at least not her
No.
debut, right? Like he's gonna.
No.
That's his baby.
That's Filoni's baby right there.
Yeah.
So I think we're gonna definitely see her. Do you think Sabine would be with her?
Possibly. Yeah, there's a good chance because it's only. I mean, that was probably around the time that they started going to look for Ezra.
Or they've been doing it for a couple years. Like, how long did the prologue? What did it say? Was it right after? I thought it was right after.
It was probably no. It was after Return of the Jedi.
Right.
If Bo knows exactly where she is and isn't like, you should get there quickly, she's probably like
Posted there. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think maybe if Ezra hasn't been found, I think they've probably hit a dead end, and they don't know where else to go.
I feel like it would be at a dead end. I think that I thought they were going to do a whole show about it.
Well, that's what we thought too.
$20.
Maybe.
$20 is Ezra is back with the Chiss.
No, I don't think they would do that.
They're out
At that
where
point.
the Yuzan Vong are. No, just kidding. Please.
Well,
don't.
no, because Thrawn's whole thing, like because his allegiance was always to the Chiss. But so if he's like, okay, well, I'm basically MIA, might as well go back and see what's going on with this.
Maybe their space wheels crash landed them on the primitive swamp planet where the Yodas live and are the predator. So basically, they've been living out in the wilderness, hunted down by all the Yodas. It's gonna bring everything together. No.
We're just gonna have evil Yoda.
I don't think they're evil. I think
We have
I
baby
think
Yoda,
literally
we have
just
regular
gonna be
Yoda, we have
Ewok
female
Hunt from
Yoda, now
Battlefront
evil
2.
Yoda.
you know how Bendu in Rebels was just like he was just this entity onto the Force, and he didn't really have a dark side or a light side. He just was, right, and he was his own thing. I think the Yodas are probably like that, and only the couple that ever made it off world ever like, got educated or whatever. I think they're gonna be like.
Civilized.
Right. Well, I don't know. Like, and
That's some
join the
colonial
Jedi,
shit
right?
there.
But I have a feeling they're not.
Civilized.
It's like what Nikki was saying. Like Baby Yoda's gonna have all this dark side energy, but it's not because he's evil. It's because he's a toddlers are sociopaths, so they
He's
are
a
kind of
50-year-old
evil.
toddler, so habits have already set in.
But like, I think they live in a planet where there's not really good or evil. They just are what they are because they're primitive. So I don't
Maybe
know.
they'll say that he was. Maybe they'll say that he was good, but that electrical zap turned him evil.
Don't watch him after midnight.
Yeah.
Don't feed him after midnight.
So either Ahsoka is there, maybe with Sabine, though there's been no leak about who would have been playing her. And there've been a lot of leaks.
Look, Jedi prefer to like find hovels somewhere in the wilderness and be alone and grumpy. So
That's
And
true.
connected.
She's probably alone there. Maybe Sabine's out looking for their next lead, so she
Except
wouldn't
she's
be there.
Not a Jedi.
That's true. But she is, wearing the whole white cloak, following the whole Gandalf kind of thing. Ahsoka the White.
Ahsoka the White.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess we'll see what she's been doing, because, what did she do the whole rebellion? We know what happened, when she went into the temple, but between that and when she goes to pick Sabine up off of Lothal, we have no idea what she was up to. She was MIA in the chalk land, in the chalk.
Like, hanging out in the chalk zone. It's fine.
Let's go fight Vader, but I'm just gonna let this like kid do it.
Gonna let
That'll
it
be
play.
fine.
Gonna let it play
Chalk
out.
zone.
So I don't know. So we're gonna figure out what she's been up to and what it means. But I definitely don't. I think what's gonna happen is Gideon is gonna interrupt whatever they're gonna do, and he's gonna have to take the kid and leave, and not leave him, Yiddle with Ahsoka.
The thing is, I don't see how he. Like, I know you're going to be upset, but I really don't see how we can have Baby Yoda on the show indefinitely.
I think they have to keep him until they find his people, like his real people.
I don't think we're ever going to see the
Planet of the Yodas? I don't know.
I hope this is the last season with him, or his role as a character evolves significantly, because like
give him words.
I love Baby Yoda just as the next person, as much as the next person, but
Not as much as
There's
Stacey.
only so much you can do with him.
What if?
gimmicky.
Yeah. What if their developmental stages are like? We keep thinking of it as like being a human kind of, or a humanoid, but what if it's like he has to cocoon and then he's gonna suddenly be an adolescent? Like he's gonna just jump.
Or even besides that, like Yoda lived close to 1,000 years.
Yeah.
Exactly.
50 years is a long time to be a toddler, though.
How long is an elf toddler?
I think
How
they
long is an
age
elf
normal. So as far as elves in Forgotten Realms go, I don't remember Tolkien, but like elves in D&D or whatever, they aged per humans, and then they stopped basically when they hit adulthood.
A convenient way to make everyone feel better about lusting after elves.
Yeah, but that's why I think maybe we're going about Yiddle wrong, and his whole developmental stages are going to be different, and so he might
I thought
just
you
all
were
of a
going to say
sudden
people
start
were starting to
talking.
lust after Baby Yoda. I was about to be like, you need to
No,
stop right
he's
there.
gonna start talking before we know it, I think. But yeah, I get it. You know, he can only.
He
go
already
so
did
far.
start talking, didn't he?
I don't think he said actual words.
He hasn't said actual words, but he is starting to verbally communicate,
Yeah.
which is
And
important
understand.
stuff in child's development.
$30.70 for $1,000 on Amazon. No, thank you.
Oh man, nope. Let's not do that. That one is like a $400 or $500 piece, right, Huggin?
Yeah, I'm not paying twice the price for it.
Stacy, did you just call your husband Hunyan?
No, Huggin's my
No,
cat.
Her cat is Huggins.
Okay.
She's
I'm
here
like,
to
is
help.
that like honey and onion? Onion?
It's
No.
like onions, but honey.
Sure, I mean her name's Hunan, but no one calls her that. You know, she's Huggin, and then my kids call her Huggy now, so she's pretty much just evolved into that.
I'm pretty sure Jameson's name, as far as he's concerned, is Hey Asshole.
I mean, we call her Thuggin. I mean, that's
my
pretty much
oldest
what
cat.
she is
My
Thuggin.
oldest deaf cat. We're like, if she could still hear, her name would be Shut the Fuck Up.
All right. Yeah. Okay, so Yiddle, maybe the wrap up this season, or what's gonna happen is he's gonna get captured and they're gonna have to get him back, but he's gonna be gone for a while.
Possible.
I just, like I said, I just don't see it being beyond this season or maybe a little into season 3.
When they go back to settling on, like, figuring out the Mandalore story, retaking Mandalore and focusing on Mandalorians, I think that's when Yiddle's place probably doesn't make sense anymore as much.
Well, that's why I figured we would see it resolved before that starts.
Will the evil
Yeah,
empire give up on that cash cow?
Which evil empire are we talking about?
Disney with their $50 macaroons.
Well, with Filoni and Favreau, they both know how to end a story.
It's true. I trust them to figure it out. I don't think they'll
Can I get
prolong it.
$50 macaroons in
No.
Batu, though?
If Disney could hold their
we
restraint
will.
in releasing the Baby Yoda merch, they could probably.
Yeah.
They'll just
You
come up
mean
with
jumping
something else.
late on that bandwagon?
All right. So does anybody else have any predictions? What's gonna happen next episode?
Ahsoka's going to refuse to train Darkseid Baby Yoda.
He's too old to complete the training.
50 years old? What do you mean?
Yeah, but it's like in cat ears or some shit.
Reverse cat ears.
Doesn't matter as long as she buys it.
No. She's just gonna look at that baby and go, oh no. And is not.
How about that? How about she goes old Luke on Baby Yoda, where she just takes the baby and just goes.
Oh, like the meme. Please no. My God, I would die.
That's got to be what happens. Come on.
I think the Moff will show up. He'll be waving his dark saber around.
Is that what it's gonna call it?
Yeah, Ahsoka's gonna be like, wait.
Do you think Ahsoka's gonna pretend to not be Ahsoka? Like, we're all gonna be like, oh shit, it's Ahsoka! Mando's gonna be like, are you Ahsoka? And she's gonna be like, no.
Until he says Bo-Katan sent him.
I thought you were just gonna be like, kind of scooting off into the back.
I think once he's like, yeah, I was sent here by Bo-Katan, she's gonna be like, okay, whatever, But
she's like, oh, Boa's bae.
I mean, you're gonna think she's gonna pull a Yoda, where she's like,
she's gonna want nothing to do with it until Baby Yoda pops up, and she's like, "There's the little ones."
I mean, she probably is gonna sense it from a mile away.
No, she is absolutely going to take that in. She's gonna be like, she's gonna get super nostalgic and just be like, "This is mine now. Fuck off."
Like,
he's gonna refer to her as a Jedi, and she's gonna tell him she's not a Jedi.
Yeah, and she's gonna be like, the Jedi are bad. You don't want to go to the Jedi or whatever. Or I don't know. There's not any Jedi left.
She's gonna be like, I'm supposed to meet the Jedi. She's like, you really don't get out much, do you?
Well, because there's
Wendy's.
Because Luke hasn't started. He's gonna be still on his artifact finding missions right now. So he hasn't started his new academy yet. So there's nowhere else for him to go.
We will never see Luke in this show.
I don't think so, and I hope not.
Hey, I mean, if we do, Sebastian Stan.
Well, yes, but we're never seeing Luke in this show.
It doesn't need to.
Don't say never. There's always a possibility.
No.
Ahsoka's the tie we're gonna get to all of that. That's as close as you're gonna get to a Skywalker.
You might hear of him, but you're not gonna see him.
Right.
I'd rather hear that. I'd rather hear like background noise or events.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like how we saw Cobb Vanth's point of view on when the Death Star exploded, kind of thing. Like, it's gonna be like some background. I heard about this guy who did this thing, kind of thing. But I think when Gideon gets there and he's waving the Darksaber around, though, then Ahsoka will call Bo-Katan, and she's gonna realize that the Mando's path and her path are like converging for sure, and they'll continue to team up after that.
It's only gonna be inevitable, yeah.
Right. I think they have to connect those dots.
It's going to be very much a Rebel-style arc.
Where do you think the Dark Troopers
with the
play
final
into
confrontation being on Mandalore?
Are we actually going to see Moff Gideon next episode, or are we going to get Dark Troopers next episode?
If they're functional.
I'm giving 2 episodes.
Also, we still haven't seen Michael Biehn.
Yeah, it's true. And that's what people are saying. Maybe he's playing Kyle Katarn, but I don't know.
Who the fuck is Michael Biehn? Oh. Never mind.
Like Kyle Katarn look like, I guess.
But he's old, like he'd be an old Kyle Katarn.
I think he's going to show up flanked by a couple of Dark Troopers right at the end and be like, huh, I'd like my baby now.
Yeah, and take him.
Do you know what I just realized is something that I want? Mando, the first time he takes off his helmet in front of anybody is going to be like after some climactic battle on Mandalore, and he's going to do it to Kiss Bo.
Oh, my heart!
Or he's gonna be like, in the Children of the Watch, this is how we kiss, and just like put his forehead against hers, helmet on.
Kadawi kiss.
And then we're gonna see it on social media for 4 months after.
And I'm gonna roll my eyes so fucking hard.
Well, all right. You know what? This makes sense though. They're gonna get their hands on Baby Yoda. They're gonna take Baby Yoda away, but they are going to know that they're both after the same guy. Mando's going to want Baby Yoda back. Bo wants the Darksaber. They have to go after the same guy to get it. So maybe they're going to rally all the Mandalorians they could find all over the place.
I still can't believe she wasn't just like, bitch, I was Mandalore.
She probably feels bad that she lost it.
Hey, bitch.
We don't know how long she actually held on to it. What if...
Obviously not. Long.
What if it was as soon as like Sabine, all the rebels went off screen and we stopped paying attention to what was happening on Mandalore? Like they swept in and just like immediately took it from her, like before she had a chance.
She just has her name written on the saber. She's like, that's fine.
But I bet it's gonna be something like that. Like she barely had a chance to get people to do it.
She's gonna get a fucking wrist strap for that, like a Nintendo
I know.
Wiimote wrist strap.
I really don't want her to die, but I just don't know how she's gonna survive.
I actually was surprised she was even alive.
Me too.
Yes. Yeah.
Me too. Yeah. I totally.
Everyone saw
convinced.
the meme of like, you see the saber, you go.
Yeah. Exactly. Like I thought it would pry it out of her cold dead hands. He wasn't gonna get it from her. I thought she'd definitely be dead. But
I think he pulled some like Solid Snake shit and just like stole it.
Yeah.
I honestly think it was one of those things where she just had to get the fuck out and she didn't have time to grab anything.
Yeah. It could have been a lot, and I hope we find out what that is. I mean, that's what they're saying Bad Batch might be. But that wouldn't make sense unless they skip forward Bad Batch like in a lot of time to show what happened.
Boba still needs to come back. Like that's gonna happen this season.
Yeah, I heard.
Who knows? It might have just been a snippet that we're just gonna see for now, and maybe it'll tie somehow into Moff Gideon getting Baby Yoda.
Maybe
one of the rumors I heard is that there are 2 sets of Boba armor made, and one of them is a more modern post-Imperial look.
Ooh.
I don't know how true that is.
People could get mad. People will get big mad.
So my theory is they're going to go all through this. Bo's going to reclaim Mandalore. She's going to have the Darksaber. She's going to declare herself Mandalore. And then Fett's going to come in and challenge that.
I thought that would be what it is, too.
And that's how they fix Fett isn't a Mandalorian?
And since Din has his armor, right? He's got Boba's armor. Maybe they reforge it to the new style for him.
Yeah, what happened with his armor, though? I mean, you really don't see it after it flies off.
He locked it on the ship somewhere.
It's on the ship.
That ship got messed up.
Yeah, but it's got to be in like some safe container. He's
able to keep
his gun safe.
He's got a black box on that thing.
No, it's underwater on that one planet. He didn't notice that it fell out when it fell off the fucking planet.
But
that's my favorite scene.
I love that.
He left it with the spiders.
I laughed so hard when that shit fell in the fucking water. But I love that ship.
The calamari with his freaking just cardigan, just like.
It's a sweater. It's not a cardigan.
Apparently, that was Iden Verso's actress.
Oh, that did the lips. She puppeteered the lips.
It's like get this.
Oh, I thought she was like the actress who played the calamari.
No, she did some puppetry for them. That was her thing that she did. Janina, I can't pronounce her last name. She's cool, but yeah.
She's my Star Wars.
Speaking of disappointing campaigns that I didn't care about.
That was a cool one.
It's definitely better than the campaign for Fallen Order.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not saying much though.
But you know what?
That's like 10 times 0 is still 0.
What if when he goes back to get Cobb Vanth, because we know he's gonna come get him for the team up later, right?
Yeah, we need a team up later.
Maybe that's when he comes across Boba again. I thought it was gonna be he was gonna go back to Tatooine to get his ship fixed there. But
I thought Boba was gonna be the guy who waylaid him on his way back.
Yeah.
Mm. Yeah, I thought so too.
Kind of thing.
Unless he really just doesn't give a shit.
What did you say, Steve? He what him on his way back?
Waylaid?
Ambushed.
Oh, okay.
Instead of the little whatever guy.
Lay them on his way back.
I mean, that shit was funny though. When he flew.
That would have been an interesting showdown because you have Mando, who's just been a gunslinger, and then you have Boba with years of bounty hunter experience and combat experience, but not like a regimented style.
So the rumor of the Boba show that's supposed to happen was that it's going to take place before Mandalorian. So it's going to be between Return of the Jedi and the Mandalorian, but I don't know. I mean, we don't know what's happening.
I don't see how that could happen.
I don't
see how that could happen. It seems, from what we saw, it looks like it was extremely insignificant.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like he's just been rolling around the desert, hanging out with the sand people,
way.
Healing from being digested.
I really hope Dengar was still the one to pull him out, though.
And invited him as a best man to his wedding.
Wait, I thought, but Dengar was in...
That mummy fuck.
We're not going to talk about that. That's probably the worst thing that ever happened.
What?
That was
Dengar
the
like
one piece of EU I did read.
He looks like that one villain from Total Recall after he got sucked out into the
it's like, wait, that's supposed to be
From
Dengar?
Doctor Who.
That's weird. It's weird. I didn't like it. It was wrong.
Yeah, but fuck Solo for doing that to him.
Potato. Looked like a potato.
He did look like a potato. All right. Does anybody have any last thoughts?
Baked potato.
Last thoughts, last theories before we go? No. We can do a team no sleep post run if we're all still conscious. I'm sure we'll be in chat going, "Oh my god!" We might actually have to make a new chat for team no sleep because I don't think everybody's gonna commit, so we don't fuck it up for anybody who doesn't.
I'm doing it.
All right. Well,
I make no promises.
That was awesome. Well, thank you guys for coming and doing this. I like doing Mando Monday with you guys. And I like getting to see you guys instead of we're always chatting on our group, but this is always fun to do it that way too. So, all right. Then I guess we'll try it again next Monday. And otherwise, we'll see you guys later. Let me do the end stream. Boom.